questions.
I play a character named Captain John Hart, who is a time agent.
I wrote Captain John absolutely for James Masters.
And I think he had a ball playing it. It was certainly great fun to make.
He came on board and just took it to a completely new level.
The character was so much fun. It's a nemesis for Jack.
Captain John is a bit of a doppelganger for Captain Jack.
No blonde, though. You need blonde.
God, he's worse than Jack.
Oh, please, please, stop!
He's built up quite well as the dangerous cool guy.
My email box went ping one day, and there was an email to my agent from James Masters' agent saying James Masters would love to appear in Torchwood.
We talked to Chris Chibnall, who was writing episode 1 at the time, and he was writing a story that involved a character that would have conflict with Captain Jack. And so Russell got in touch with Chris and just said, write it for James Masters.
What are you wearing?
Captain Jack Harkness, note the stripes.
Captain John Hart, note the socks.
Okay, I worked my way up through the ranks.
I bet the ranks were very grateful.
When I got the script, we didn't really need a lot of discussion with the director or with producers, because the script is really self-explanatory.
He's so enthusiastic and professional, and he's so up for it, you know. He read the script, he loved the character, so every day was just a joy for him, you know, and you could tell, you know, I think it's there in his performance.
Action!
James does a brilliant job of it, particularly the first introduction to him.
Which artery do you normally sever?
No! I'm not bluffing!
Oh, well, see, now you've given yourself away.
I think with any character, you want them to have a big impact when they arrive. With Captain John, just wanted to make sure that he comes in, he kills, he kisses, he fights, just to make sure that everybody knows that he's an absolute equal for Jack.
Please, please, stop!
Well, no.
You get the idea that it's what a bad Captain Jack could have been like.
When James is at the bar and I arrive and come through those doors, we did think of the genre of westerns.
I wrote it in the script that the first meeting of John and Jack should be Sergio Leone. It should be a spaghetti western.
And that first meeting between Captain Jack and Captain John is just whistling, and they're like gunslingers in a bar.
We then shot both of them walking towards each other, which we kind of elongated the sequence, lots of steady coming back and forth so that you really build up the moment, and we built up the moment for these two meeting.
You think they're just going to headbutt each other, and then they kiss. So not expected. You so don't see that coming. It was probably one of the funnest things that we've done, you know, with Jack.
Just great, you know, it's perfect Torchwood, really, isn't it?
The style of fighting is very similar to what I'm used to. What I'm not used to is a lead who is willing to get in there like John.
Knee, or is it kicking the balls?
It's like you take that back and as you sort of...
I'll have you know that that fight sequence, we did everything except throw ourselves through that glass window.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, action.
I don't fall. If my feet leave the floor, that ain't me. Boing, that ain't me.
We wanted it to be a lively fight, a fun fight.
Can I take that punch as a left-hand stomach punch?
Whatever you like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm left-handed. I feel like I'll be able to lay in a little better and more control.
That's the way I do it. Exactly the same.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a cross between different fights we've had. It's like OK Corral, like a Western type fight, crossed with a bit of martial arts, and also crossed with a bit of Born Identity type fight with a short arm, crosses and all that.
You really, in the fight, see that they're not just ticked off at each other, but they're also good friends, and they're actually quite enjoying this.
Quiet, please. Action.
Your dolly boats did all my legwork.
That's what you wanted.
What I want is for you to come to your senses.
Captain John is trying to tempt Captain Jack back to his way of life, you know, back to the evil side, if you like.
Join me, Jack. Back in the old routine, we'd be emperors.
It's a key scene, really. This is where the story could go either way.
How can you stay tied to one planet when there's thousands of worlds sparkling with wonder?
We found the perfect rooftop, which is the British Gas building in Cardiff. It's 133 feet high, had a perfect view of the city and a twinkling light. Somewhere in the script it mentions, you know, the beautiful lights.
Canister. Whoops. Whoops. Ah!
We had to set up this stunt, which was kind of the key part of the film, where Captain Jack falls, you know, 20 whatever floors down to the ground.
Curtis does all my stunts. It is very good and makes me look good.
What we're doing tonight is we're going to be doing this fall. It's 140 feet from the top of the building backwards. And to create the illusion of falling backwards, I'm going to be wearing a full body harness, which we have 3 to 5 mil cables coming out of that, attaching to some 10 mil dynamic rope, which goes right the way up above the building to this huge crane, then comes down the crane, all the way down through this mechanism, which is 3 to 1, meaning when it's pulled, for every foot the vehicle that it's attached to travels backwards. I will then ascend 3 feet up to the #1 position. On action, the car will drive forward to some set marks, and I will descend.
Pick to die. Happy to rehearse?
And we've been testing all afternoon. We're about to do some more tests now with some sandbags, and they'll be my weight exactly. And we test and test and test until we're completely satisfied.
I can't believe it.
The crane actually went to 160-something feet, so that's a huge crane we've got. We have to lock off the roads, you know. There was an airbag underneath for the stuntman's safety. So logistically, it was a big move.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's shoot next, please.
I've gone a lot higher than that, attached to bungee cords. I've done a lot of parachuting. It's actually much scarier to be 100 foot off the ground. It looks very little. A 5mm cable can come off a harness, and that's all that's between you and that tiny airbag, which looks like a matchbox, you know, when you look over your shoulder.
There's always a real buzz when you're doing a stunt, a big stunt like that, and that is a big fall, you know. So it was a good thing to do.
The moments where you're being lifted in a position, those are, you know, the more nerve-wracking moments, because for me personally, everyone's different. As soon as you shout action, then you're working and you're thinking about how the character moves or exactly what you've got to do for the job.
It was interesting because it was about 2 or 3 in the morning, if I'm correct, maybe a little later. And here's this guy in the middle of Cardiff hanging from a huge crane on a cable. And they hoisted him up, you know, and he splayed out, and they put him up there, and then they drop him, and he's doing all this coming on the way down. He got to do the fun bit. I had to lay in a box and green screen.
3, 2, 1, action!
There was then another scene following that of Jack righting himself off, you know, bones cracking. Kind of unbends himself off this bench.
Action.
It just became very clear once we put the programme together, it just felt it didn't need it in the story, so we left it out.
That's brilliant.
Have you never seen something so mad, so extraordinary, that just for 1 second you think that there might be more out there? Who are you people? You've always got to top what you did last year.
You're Torchwood, yes? There's a rift through space and time that runs through Cardiff. Stuff slips through it from other timelines and planets, and it's our job to monitor it.
We've got a more cohesive idea about what this world is, you know, about the boundaries and the limits of it, but also how far we can push things.
Stop wasting our time. We know you're an alien.
Everyone's still in the same place, doing the same job, doing what they did, just better than they did before.
Second series, we're now running.
What is it? More spooky enough?
It's bigger and it's better. There's a lot more crammed in there.
Honestly, it's just sex with you people.
Everyone knows the characters now, and everything's more well-rounded. The team have come together.
You have picked the wrong girl to stalk, mate. There's this incredible world out there, and I'm introducing you to it.
When are the others coming?
They're already here.
Oh my God.
Welcome to planet Earth.
The characters go on a bigger journey.
They are facing life-threatening disasters.
A human being who's traveled in time and space.
You learn more about the characters.
You really are something special.
What's happening? I don't know.
Toshiko, show me the city now. They're everywhere.
It does feel like Torchwood is much more of a unit now.
You're the only one who can stop this. If you don't, it's the end of everything.
You always remember what you killed, don't you, Jack?
Nuclear warheads. 10 of them.
It's all over.
Let's all have sex.
And I thought the end of the world couldn't get any worse.
Come on, what do we do?
Just keep watching. Keep doing what we do.
Yeah, keep watching because that next brand new episode is tonight at 9 here on BBC Two. Coming up, how many fingers is Bill Oddie prepared to sacrifice to Britain's small mammals? Find out on The Wild Side next.